Good morning, gentlemen. So we are going to look over the first 2 weeks of the campaign as we start in the middle of the month, like quite literally. We start November 15. So let's go through it. As I mentioned, the point of the campaign was to target down what we want to reach. So in this case, it was general campaign for code, detailing general services, and the other was ceramic coating. And as expected, whatever has the more search volume is what's going to get the most activity. And so the case is that we had 103 clicks on general campaign, 2 conversions, meaning someone either called or booked the form, but these aren't completely set up yet because we don't have conversion tracking fully on your site, just because it doesn't integrate for some reason. So I'm still working on fixing that, but it's just the way the theme is set up that, it makes it a little bit tougher to figure out, but hopefully for month 2, we'll have it up and running. And so let me change some of the columns here. I don't know why they switched back. Clicks, cost, impressions, average cost per click, conversions, cost per conversion, conversion rate. They're just out of order, actually. Bid, strategy type, optimization score, competitive measures, search impression share, and click share. We want to know call details, phone calls. Okay, and then we're just going to reorganize this, and I suggest doing the same here. So we're going to do clicks. I don't know why we care about campaign type. Clicks, impressions, click-through rate, cost, search impression, click share, phone calls, conversions, conversion rate. Oh, I guess it's going to just stay up here. Conversion rate, cost per conversion, phone call, average CPC, sure. I got. All right, we're going to apply. Okay, so what this tells us is we know that we're running phrase campaigns, right? So what this tells us is out of all the available searches, how much did we appear, right? So our search impression share is pretty low, 12.24 and 33.72. And then our click share, so let me explain search impression share again. Search impression share is out of every available click for the keywords that we have in your area, we're only appearing 12% of the time for general campaign. And we're only appearing 23% of the time with ceramic coating. Now, because we are a phrase campaign, the possibilities are kind of endless. So it makes sense to be on the lower end of things. If we are able to switch to exact match, which is something you'll want to do in like month 2, month 3, if we see good search terms from the first month, then we're pretty much gonna skyrocket the search impression share and the click share, because then we can control. We only want to come up for these keywords because we know that they're good and relevant key terms that would lead to a customer. And so to explain click share, it means out of all the available clicks that are available, how many did we get? So out of all the available clicks in the radius that we have for you guys, we only got 10% in general campaign. Now, that's actually good. And the reason it's good is because we're missing out on more than 90% of the clicks, meaning there is a ton of activity that we can possibly get, right? And the more we get, the more odds, the more we have a chance to convert. So this is just high level stuff. And then there's this metric here called phone calls. And so from the general campaign, we had 5 phone calls that were generated through the ads. And so this usually means that they clicked on the ad extension. So this does not include if they clicked on your site and called you, or if they went to your site and submitted a form. So on that side, you guys kind of have to give me a pulse of how that's going. But that is the current objective view that I see here for general campaign. So let's go ahead and just jump into general campaign. So in the general campaign, we're going to jump into the ad group, and some high numbers right here, some high overview stuff. So impressions, we had 1,600 impressions, meaning that our ad appeared 16 times in the given area that we put. We spent $186 and we had 103 clicks. That's actually not bad. So you got 100 people to click on a search term that you guys would want to appear for. And conversion, again, we got 2 conversions, but it's probably a little bit higher than that just because the full tracking isn't there. So we got one level down to the most granular level that we can get. And these are the keywords that, it just keeps getting out of order here. So let me fix this real quick. Clicks, click-through rate, impressions, costs, conversions. Let's see. We don't actually care too much about conversion rate at this point. And competitive metrics again, so we can get more granular with the same data that we saw in the hire. All right. Okay, cool. So now we can even see what phone calls generated what keywords generated the call. So mobile auto detailing, 2 calls. Car detailing, 1 call. Mobile auto detailer, 1. Best auto detailer to me, 1. And then we can do the same thing for conversions, which they're usually going to be hand in hand. Mobile auto detailing and best auto detailers near me. So this is good because again, it's showing that if somebody's looking up best auto detailers near me, they are probably wanting services. So again, these are the keywords, and I like to order them from the most clicks because that's where the money's being spent. So if it's not being spent well, we'll want to kind of reorganize what is getting, what is active and what is not. So these are the keywords here on the left hand side. You guys can log in and still see them. They're pretty much the same minus the ones that were added. And so we're going to go one more level down within this group, and this is the search terms. So these search terms, while they don't show us all of them, they show us exactly what people looked up based off of our keywords. So if you see right here on the 4th column, it says keyword, and you saw the best auto detailers to me keyword earlier, this triggered car detailing me. Mobile car detailing near me triggered mobile car detailing Stuart, Florida. Auto detailing triggered Divine Touch auto detailing, but I added it as a negative keyword because we don't necessarily want to come up for competitors. That game makes sense sometimes, but if we're going to bid on competitors and every time a competitor comes up, we end up losing more money or spending more money than making it, because basically we're playing defense instead of offense. And so, I'd rather not come up for a competitor, because usually if you're looking for a specific brand or company, that's who you want to find and go after. Then car detailing, then Vero Beach. Again, those are good ones because they're literally in your area. And, for the most part, it's good. I log in here every couple of days and make sure that there's none that are super irrelevant. So one thing you'll see is that it does show us what impressions we came up for. So all of these got clicks, and you can see we actually spent money. Here's the cost, average cost per click. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but the cost is okay. We spent $1.15 on mobile car detailer, which is great. Look, if we convert right here, car detailing to me, it cost us $14, and we got one conversion, meaning somebody called and spoke to you guys for $14. And it was actually 9 clicks, so 9 people actually used this search term, and for $15, you possibly close 1 to 2, leads. And so, you spend $15, you get 100, 200 back. That's a good deal. And that's the idea behind this, is that as time goes by, we're going to chip away from what we want to keep and what we don't. And like I was mentioning earlier here, we can actually see what we come up for as far as impression goes, but this is endless. Sometimes we're going to come up at not the most relevant terms, but it gives us an idea of what we want to possibly come up for. For example, Drake boat detailing, we don't want to come up, but we didn't actually get a click, so it's not a big deal. But I think I saw one that does make sense. So this detailing store near me, we'll never want to get a click for that, right? Detailing car wash, probably not that either. But there was one here I saw about a boat that maybe were worth getting. So auto detailing conventions, we don't want to come up for that. But again, because it's just an impression, it doesn't actually hurt. But we do want to, as soon as we do get a click for that, we don't want to make it too tight in the beginning, too restricted. And so, okay, so that's that. So look, hey, it looks great. General campaign is honestly, it's only spent $200. We've gotten conversions from it. The search terms look good. The keywords appear to be bringing good traffic. Just to show you guys, we'll go ahead and do the location. So again, we're doing the 35 miles around Vero Beach. So it does include Port St. Lucie. And as you guys saw, it did bring in some of that. There was a keyword there that included Port and then Florida Stuart. I saw that one as well. And so that is the general campaign, and we're gonna do the exact layout is the same for ceramic coating, except that it's gonna be, like I mentioned in our call, it is gonna be more not expensive, but it's gonna cost more because people know that you're gonna make more money off of a ceramic coating job or project. I think you call it job. People are willing to bid more, right? So instead of $1 bringing you $100, $10 will bring you $800. So that's why it scales up like that. But the cool thing, like I mentioned, is like there's not as much volume for this, so kind of adjust for that. But we can appear more for that because there's not as much randomness to it. Ceramic coating, that's very specific. And so, like I said, we have 33% search impression share with 23% click share, meaning we almost had a quarter of all the clicks in that 35-mile radius. And so the idea is to when we're in a good space, our search impression share is above 80 and our click share is like 75. Like that means we're coming up basically all the time and we're getting most of the clicks. And it's possible, but you do have to scale up with the appropriate budget. So I'm not saying we need to do that now, but that's kind of like the goal to get to. And like I said, this one doesn't have any conversions yet on paper. So, you guys tell me the post, like, has anybody called about, ceramic coatings? And to look at the data, which is again out of order. It's the right data, but it's out of order. We want clicks, we want impressions, we want click-through rate, we want cost. We don't care about ad group type, conversions. Okay, I guess we can put this here. Okay, maybe not. All right, so now that we're here, so we can see we got 43 clicks and we got 833 impressions, right? And what's cool is like this is called a click-through rate, meaning if our ad showed up 100 times, what percentage of time does somebody actually click through that? And a safe amount, right, is like 4 to 8%. 8% would be really good. Anything above is like you're absolutely killing it. And my dog's here if y'all hear breathing. Yeah, that'd be above 8%. You're absolutely killing it. Once you're like below like 2%, then we got to tighten it up a bit more. So the click-through rate is good, and just to look at this one, the click-through rate on our general campaign is 6.31. That's super good. Usually for phrase match, more broad type of searches or campaigns, they're gonna be lower because they're phrase instead of exact. So if we switch over to exact, it's gonna perform even better. 191 spent. Average cost per click is a little bit higher, but that's okay because once we close customers like this, I mean, it's worth it. And then again, here are the keywords, ceramic coating being the number one keyword there. And then we have some low quality score alerts here, which has to do with the website. So, it just depends on the experience of the user. Like, out of so many people that clicked the ad, out of so many people that saw the headline, how many people interacted it? Did they bounce immediately? Did they stay for a bit? And so on and so forth. So then we do a quick search terms check. And again, like I said, I come in here every couple of days, do some exclusions or additions. So ceramic coating was added. What is ceramic coating? Like, although this is a top of funnel potential customer, we don't know if that person wants to do it themselves. And also, we don't have such a big budget that we want to spend it on that far away. Like, we want somebody closer. Car wash and detailing me, like, obviously that doesn't belong here. Simon's ceramic coating, I believe that's a brand. It could be a company. I'm not sure. Ceramic car coating costs. So this is where we do kind of want to play. When people are looking up costs, they're middle funnel, right? Like they're close to making a decision. So we'll keep those. Eastwood ceramic exhaust coating. I guess that's a company. How much are ceramic coatings? That's fine. What is ceramic coating? Ceramic coating for cars. That's good. Ceramic coating costs. That's good. And that is all the activity that we have as far as clicks go through. Again, it doesn't show us everything because I don't think this adds up to all the clicks. And the reason I do that is because it's a privacy thing. for some, if we target such a specific place and we know exactly what they're looking up, in theory we could figure out who's doing it, I guess. So that's why Google does that. But yeah, so all in all, it's a good start to a campaign that's only 2 weeks in. I mean, I know now it's going on 3, but the only other things that really need to be set up that I keep have to troubleshoot, because as you can see here, we don't have these set up. Not all of them. So like this one's unverified, meaning like it isn't. When someone submits a form on your website, it should tell us here. Now, we can also just look at what has came in via forms to get a general idea. Again, it depends on your theme. But see, like click to calls, that's easy because it's on the ad. These are probably for different campaigns. And yeah, so that's the last part I need to figure out. But all in all, from what I'm seeing, it's a good start. I'll send this in an email summarized, and if you guys have any questions or concerns, please let me know, and I will redo a full month update once we get to that point, which is like next week or maybe a week and a half. So thanks, peace.